Welcome to our solution series. It's important for you to know that JAMB has adjusted how physics questions are set. There are some tricky ways how they set questions and students find it pretty difficult to answer. Well, today I want to show you a few of them. Once you get some of these things done, you can always answer your question. I want to pick question from waves and electricity. It is something that is normal to every student that for a displacement time graph, when you see something, the wave on a displacement time graph, you know that a cycle is period. The time taken for wave to complete a cycle, we call it period. And we know that inverse of period is what we call frequency, the number of cycles covered in 1 second. And generally, you remember that V equal to F lambda, or we say V equal to lambda over T. This is the general thing that students know. However, there are a few things you need to know now. It's no longer how you just remember this and you feel that everything is sorted. For displacement distance graph, you know very well that for one complete cycle, we have wavelengths. Now, this is the wavelengths that I wrote here. Initially, they will just ask, what is the wavelength if period is this or if frequency is this? What is the speed? However, now there is what we call wave number. Have you heard of it before? There is what we call wave number. And what is wave number? Wave number is the inverse of wavelength. Take note of that. Wave number is the inverse of wavelength. This is a question that has started appearing recently, and hardly will you see this in a past question. So take note. Let me bring up one example of such question and see how we can answer such. This is an example. A wave of speed 340 meters per second has a frequency of 1200 Hz. What is the wave number? Remember what it was a normal thing was what is wavelength? V equal to F lambda. This is what we used to know, in which we will say lambda will be equal to V over F, which is 340 over 1200. This is wavelength. In this situation, we are asked for wave number. Wave number, I said, is inverse of wavelength. What you will have here will now be 1200 divided by 340. You cancel to get your answer. Take note of this kind of question. This is how new questions are set. I want to take you to another pattern which has to do with electricity. Is in, in electricity, we know that for Ohm's law states that the current passing through a particular conductor is proportional to the potential difference across it. So you have V equal to IR. We have some factors that affect the conductivity of a material. We now mention the resistance, we mention the resistivity, we mention temperature, we mention length of the material, we mention area of the wire. Now, it's important for you to know that sometimes question may be asked here, one of these factors affects the resistance. So you can, if anything outside here is in the option, you pick it. This is still part of the JAMB question. In the relationship that brings every one of them is this. We have resistance times area equal to resistivity of the wire times length. If we are asked to find resistivity, we say resistance area divided by L. And I want to draw your attention to this. Area of a wire is taken as pi diameter squared over 4 or pi radius squared. This part students also miss. This is the part I want to draw your attention to. The difference between resistivity and conductivity. I believe you have heard of conductivity. It's not a common question, but this is what is being said now. What is conductivity? Conductivity is simply inverse of resistivity. Instead for a question to be asked that what is the resistivity whereby you can use this equation, you will be asked to find the conductivity of a material. So I will now write, instead of writing Ra over resistivity L, since I said it's inverse, I will now have something like Ra equal to this over this. I will take it up to have it as this equal to L over Ra. In some textbook, 1 over resistivity is taken as sigma. So you can have something like this, and that can change the whole dynamics. I decided to bring these two options so that you see is that there are a few changes while you are making your revision, while you are practicing, you can be able to take note of them. Thank you for today, and I hope it helps you. You can go to my YouTube channels. I have other videos solving of questions that I did. You can check through it, and if it helps you, share it with your friends. Drop a comment, drop a question. Let me help you solve it for you. See you in our next video.